Hey folks, welcome back. Thanks again for joining us. We got an interesting one here. Check it out. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think, and we'll talk to you throughout the video and again quickly on the other side. All right, here we go. So before we get to the substance here, I want to share with you guys a capture that some of you may have seen before. It was from last year, and I recorded it myself. And down here, you're going to see this black object like a blob coming up, and then over here, a white one comes out like an orb. And they seem to be on a path to intersect with one another. And I'm focusing on the white one because it seemed to just come out of nowhere, like it just manifested, like it's not clear where it came from. In this circle, you'll see it's not there and then it's there. And I'm revisiting this because I captured something similar on July 22nd, and it just came out of nowhere. Again, this is the recent capture. And you know, it strikes me as very similar to the one we just revisited. And it comes and then it goes, and it comes slightly more abruptly, in my opinion. It's right here, you look, it's not there, and then all of a sudden it's there, and then it sort of trails off a bit, it seems. And I periodically capture these things. You know, they come in and out. I even did a video called like appearing to disappear or something along those lines. But yeah, and this is backed out but at real speed, and you know, it's like 2 seconds total. I mean, it's not long. Yeah, it's just, and this is even further away. Like I said, we were zoomed in considerably. But what's really interesting here is, you know, I took this from an airplane coming back from Mexico on July 22nd, which is last week. And yeah, I mean, you know, this thing is just up there, and it seems to be higher than the airplane. I mean, in terms of elevation or altitude. And you know, I mean, like I said, it's not there, and then it's there, and then it's not there again. And you know, that latter half, I should point out too, and when I say it's there, it's not there, it's there, it's not there, I'm not saying it's actually disappearing necessarily, but I don't know if it's a frequency thing. I don't know. I don't know that anybody knows really. But what I do know is that, you know, insects and birds and kites and drones and airplanes, all the normal prosaic things that we have become accustomed to on this planet, don't do that. And so I'm not comfortable really saying it's disappearing per se. I just know that we can visualize it, and then we can't, and then we can, and then we can't. And that's not something that's traditional. So anyway, back, let me refocus here. So this thing, like I said, it's only a couple seconds, right? And there's a little apex, a little peak where it's at its brightest, and then it seems to trail off. And I want to focus on that latter half because the way it comes in is a bit more abrupt. But if you actually look at that second half of it, it doesn't seem to just go away. It just seems to become less visible. And this is what I mean. So this is the apex here, and then it just kind of flutters off, it seems, but it's still, you can still make it out. And again, this is real speed, a little further away. And this is with the contrast change. You can see it a little more clearly here. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily go away. It just becomes less visible. And I don't know if that's technology. I don't know if that's, you know, like an innate ability like a cuttlefish has or a chameleon. I don't know. But this is a tendency and something we see often with these captures. Yeah, it's really interesting. To me, it is. And this is just to give you a sense of how far away it is. But you know, and I get it. Again, I know how hard it is to see these things. I get it. Oftentimes in these videos, I'll say, you know, I record for a minute and then I go through the footage with a fine-tooth comb and I really zoom in on, I actually break the video down into quadrants of the screen and do it like a grid, and I scrub through and zoom in as much as I can, and then I see what I see and share it if it's interesting. But you know, like everyone else, I'm busy, I have a life, I have a career, I have a family. I don't have time to just watch footage all day long. So I record for a minute when I feel the need, and then I'll check it out, right? And sometimes I'll be recording and I'll opt out and be like, okay, this is a waste of time. And that actually happened on this same flight earlier. So I want to show you guys a screenshot of my camera roll where I earlier over Baja California, in the Gulf of California, I started to record, and then it was nonsense, so I just opted out and stopped. And I wanted to give you a sense of why that was, and so you can compare. And so here you'll see 30 seconds of video, and I'm recording, and then because of the dirt and dust on the window of the airplane and the angle of the sun, you could just see like it's filthy, and there's nothing you're really gonna see with this video. It's just gonna be really tough to discern anything of value unless something comes right up to the, right up to the window or something. But most of the things I capture require some effort to find. And if you're looking through this, it's not gonna work. So I opted out. Over here though, a couple hours later into the flight, the angle of the plane had changed. There wasn't all of this reflective issues with the sun, and so I could get clear footage. That coupled with where I was geographically led to a full minute plus, a full minute plus of footage. And then this thing shows up. So I just wanted to point out, like, it doesn't always pan out, and sometimes I opt out altogether when it's not in the cards, like with that 30-second video over Baja California. Okay, so a moment ago I mentioned one of the reasons I recorded that second time a couple hours later into the flight is because of where I was, and this is what I want to just touch on real quick in terms of the location and what the environment tends to offer here in Southern California. So, check this out. So I was flying into John Wayne Airport in Orange County, and this is looking northeast, and first thing you see right there is Catalina Island. When I've talked about my own experiences at Catalina before, then there's Compton, California, where the ring cam footage was in our video from 101, and then the Malibu underwater base, which Google Earth deleted. And then we have over here Burbank Airport, which is actually the birthplace of Lockheed Skunk Works before they moved. And then after that, not too far away from there, we have NASA JPL near the Altadena area where the fires were in January. And then right there is my place where I stay. And back there is the California High Desert. And that's where all the black projects get tested. It's like a playground for Lockheed, Raytheon, General Dynamics. All of them are back there. And so this airplane I was on came in here. And so if you're in an environment where all of this stuff is going on constantly, it's not surprising when you catch footage like this on camera. What it is, and whether it's organic, whether it's an animal, whether it's NHI, whether it's man-made, whether it's black project tech from the California High Desert, whatever, I don't know, but you see these things quite often. But again, the bottom line is that you have to record and you have to go through your footage. If you're going to record and wait for some craft to just show up center frame, then you're probably going to be waiting for a while. But yeah, anyway, there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was interesting. It's rare when you get to be at altitude like that in an environment like this, and it just it begs for a video to be recorded, and then you look through it, and that's another thing too. With this one, I haven't even really looked through the whole thing. That kind of jumped out to me. There might be more to find. I don't know, but it's one of those things where I personally think these things are everywhere and they're all the time, and they aren't just one thing. Like someone will look at this and say, oh, well, that's not like, the dragons that Dr. Shipe gets, or those aren't the things that so-and-so reports. And it's like, if you look in the ocean and you see a yellowfin tuna and, say, well, that doesn't look like an octopus, therefore what? It's not a fish in the ocean? No, it's still in there. There's a bunch of different stuff, okay? To me, it's the same type of thing. You're going to see all kinds of different things if you take the time to look and scrutinize the footage if you choose to take it, or look at other people's footage online like I do from time to time. But the point is, these things are up there. And what they are, I don't know, but I'm not special in terms of my ability to get videos like this. I just put in the time, and it's a hobby, so I make the effort, and I have a method. I mean, that's really it. And I've discussed the method many times so other people can try it. But yeah, these things are up there. And in fact, not only am I not special, I'm less than special because I used to have like superior vision and acuity. And since my eye surgery last year with my detached retina, my vision's not nearly as good. And I still see these things. So, yeah, you know, anybody can find these things if you take the time to record and then look at your own recordings with sufficient degree of scrutiny and attention to detail. So anyway, okay, I'm off my soapbox. Everybody, thank you for your time. Take care. See you on the next one.